friends, Kim from Stamping Imperfection. I'm here with a video for Scrappy Tales Crafts today, and I'm going to make a couple of cards with this fantastic Slimline Birdhouse pop-up card die set, and it is actually those two die sets there. The whole set didn't fit on the largest packaging, so there is the base of the birdhouse there on the right hand side, and then that little piece on the left hand side is the side piece, a bridge piece, and a sentiment die that you can use. Now if you were to check this out on Scrappy Tales, you would see that this has a high price tag, and I have to say I couldn't resist it because I thought it was so cute, but I also like it because she's already got coordinating die sets to go with this, and she's planning more for like Halloween, Christmas. You could make a whole Christmas village out of this, or a little Halloween village. We love doing this kind of stuff. Now you'll see the piece I have in my hand is a bridge piece, and I have little acetate sheets that I cut up and use the scraps to pop things up. So I'm going to make two cards out of this today to show you that these are just two quick and simple ways to use this. So I'm going to make a regular slimline card, and then I'm going to make a pop-up slimline card, so it's a more interactive thing. And I've done all my die cutting. So there are a couple of options for creating the little windows. I cut out 6 of those, and I cut out 2 of the side panel pieces. Those are the roof pieces. I cut out 4 of those, and then I cut out 2 of the birdhouse base, and I used the circle die that came with it to cut out the 3 holes. And then I took a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of mossy green cardstock and folded it in half, and I placed my die on there so the edge of the die hung beyond the fold, because I didn't want to cut the fold. I want there to be a fold there, so I put it in my die cutter with that side edge hanging over the fold so they wouldn't get cut there. So I'm going to make 2 cards with these. So I also have a couple other things here. I have this whimsical daisy die set. Like, I love the standalone dies that Scrappy Tales Crafts has because they're amazing. You can make cards with just dies from this wonderful little craft store. I have some assorted leaves that I had left over from another project. So I have my daisies, I have assorted leaves, and then I pulled out this spring birds stamp set. And you've already seen a video where I made several cards using the spring birds stamp set. So I colored a few more of them and cut them out with my brother's Scan and Cut. And then I pulled out some leftover butterfly dies. She's got at least 4 sets that have butterflies in them, and the 3 newest ones have the solid butterfly die and a really intricate one. So you can see, just by using a stamp set and some dies, I am going to build my card. So I'm going to start with the easy one. This will just be the plain slimline card. So I'm going to start by putting the roof line on, and I put some liquid glue down on the paper there and just put the roof on top of it just like that. And I'm using a cream color or a vanilla color cardstock. Now I'm just going to put these scallop flowers, and they have a nice little like paper piercing detail that the die adds. The set also comes with a series of hearts as well that you could use instead of the circular openings if you wanted to. Now also in the shop, Sabrina has a full set of dies that actually you can create, instead of a birdhouse, you can create a traditional looking house. It's got windows and a door, chimney, and then it's got a whole bunch of things for the inside, like a couch, a fireplace, a chair, a lamp, like there's artwork, you know, and you can create that to put inside the piece, especially great for pop-up up cards, and you'll see what I mean when I get to that one. So I'm just putting the flowers and some of the leftover assorted leaves that I've done a couple videos with that die set. I think that's an essential die set to have in your craft stash. And I'm just going to put the birds up on some foam, and then I'll add a little sentiment, and that this card will be done. Now, I didn't cut out the holes on this, but certainly you could cut out the holes, and you could put some of these pieces on the inside of the card, or have the sentiment peeking through the inside of the card through one of those little openings. You could also, instead of slimline, you could cut this down and just put one opening and make a much smaller birdhouse to fit in a regular envelope. That actually will fit in a business size envelope. Plus, there are two slimline dies. One is a brick wall pattern and the other is a wood grain pattern. So you could use those to do the front of your card and give it the brick house look if you're doing the traditional one, or you can use a wood grain pattern for the birdhouse. Super cute. Plus, you can use those on other slimline cards. You don't have to use them. They don't have to be used with the bird one or the birdhouse set that I'm using today. So I'm creating the second card. You can see I just punched out a pre-made sentiment that I had in my stash and popped it in the middle of that other card. So I'm folding the side pieces, and you can see it's in an accordion fold or a mountain fold, some people will call it. And I put some double-sided adhesive tape on the side tabs, so you can see that folds almost like an M or a W. And then I just kind of fold it, and I lined up the top pointy parts and then put the side down. And you can see that that center fold goes in toward the center of the card. So you want to do one of these on each side. Now, there are bridge pieces that come with the set, and those will go, you'll attach those in the corners of those side pieces. And the bridge serves so that you can actually put like birds or flowers or butterflies or whatever you want to decorate the inside of this with. You can put them so they look like they're in the middle of that card when it's popping up. So I'm doing the same thing. This time I'm putting the little flower outlines around the openings that I created. And that circle die comes in the set. There are two different circle dies in this set. It's wonderful. And again, I also had an option with a heart that has the outside piece and then two heart dies that you could make your openings with. So this time I'm just attaching different pieces. I love that blue jay, and I think every time I color it, I think it turns out so pretty, and I don't have a consistent way of doing it. Now, the back of this can also be decorated. I really like these pop-up cards, and there are several different pop-up options for die sets in the Scrappy Tales store, and I love them. I have the basket pop-up one. I have a video on that. And then there's a vase one, and there's some larger box card ones. So you can do some pretty creative things, and I'll pull those out in just a couple of minutes to show you what I mean. And I could actually treat this like a vase and actually fill the top of it with flowers popping out of the roof of this, so that when someone opens it and pops it up, it'll have a lot of stuff coming out of the top of the roof, and that would be really pretty. And like what I have done, like I have a basket, and then I have one of the little vase ones that Sabrina made and sent to me, and I have those on the little end tables in my living room, and it's just so nice because it's like having a little bit of spring decor made out of paper, and when you get sick of it, you can either fold it up and put it in your cabinet and pull it out again next year, or you can toss it or put it in your scrapbook. So I'm gluing that one to the inside so that when you look in the birdhouse, you will actually see something through those little windows. And you can see that I did that top bird. I added a little piece of acetate, which I didn't really need to do because I could have just glued him to the inside wall of that and attached him to the front that way, which is technically what I did with the acetate. So I'm putting another little bird on the inside, and I think that's actually pretty fun. And these stand, like you can see, they stand up, and this is what it looks like from the front, but it stands all on its own once you have it popped up. So I am pulling out actually I ran to the living room to get the basket one that I made. I have a video on this one, and I stuffed this full of stuff. Like, you could do the same thing with this birdhouse. I love this. It makes me happy every time I look at it on the little table in my living room. This is the one Sabrina made from the vase pop-up one, and those tulip dies are in her shop as well, and she's got some assorted leaves dies in there. I've used the spring essential set, assorted leaves, some butterflies on the other one, but I really love, I really love this birdhouse one, and I'm going to get this accessory set is on my wish list, along with that brick and the wood grain Slimline dies. Like, there's, and I'm so excited. I was so excited to hear her say she's planning on coming out with more sets that coordinate with this. So once you make this purchase, you can get a lot out of this. And these are just 2 ideas. There's so many more out there. I'll link everything below. I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you're here. And make sure you click the bell to get notifications every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, my friends, and have a wonderful day. I hope you feel inspired to make some birdhouses.